I'm the best in the world.
What I'd like to have right now.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Because I was right without the cool.
Are you ready?
It doesn't matter!
Oh, I said, are you ready?
I'm a sexy beast, baby!
I was up all night.
And I'm
For life.
Welcome everybody to the first ever post Raw After Mania podcast. I'm your host, Suplex City Bosch, along with...
Already that gets stolen?
Yes! It works with my name, bitch, Bosch.
That already got stolen?
Yes. Bitch and Bosch are pretty close.
Does that make me the midget that Gravity forgot? Alright, fine. That makes me the midget that Gravity forgot. Cheyenne, no last name. Thank you.
You don't need a last name, or
No, you don't.
when when you get called up, you lose one of your names. You lost your last name, I lost my first name. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been quite a weekend. I know we set our hopes pretty low for Mania last week on the episode. And
Yeah, we kind of did, and I think we're eating shit right now.
yeah, it greatly exceeded our expectations, which I'm happy about. I want to be surprised. I want to enjoy the product. I want to post videos of me on Instagram screaming and going crazy because I saw something I liked. You know?
Yeah.
I guess, we can start with Mania and recap Mania. Did you catch
Yeah,
pre-show?
what did you like? I did catch. I caught the beginning of the tag match.
Okay, yeah, so you didn't miss much.
I was able to watch the pre-show last night, though.
The injured Uso was taken out right away. He was thrown into the barricade, so that was a way to get him out of there because he had a shoulder injury.
Okay.
And a pretty good match. It was like a spot fest. I thought it was a little.
Well, I expected it to be a spot fest. What I saw was good, and I saw it start to finish when I came home.
What we got from it was, if you go back to the New Japan show that they had, it started with a 4-team tag team spot fest, and I mean last night's match also had a lot of super kicks, which was another.
Which I also saw that when I rewatched at home, and I was like, but yet you hate the Young Bucks.
Well, the beef with the Young Bucks is that they offered them a contract and the Young Bucks turned it down.
Oh yeah, but now they're like harpooning the crap out of their whole career.
Oh yeah, of course. So I thought it was a fun match. Then all those guys that were in that match were in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, I noticed that. Nobody got a break, pretty much.
Yeah, so, I mean, I thought it was a little weird to have 3 multi-man matches back-to-back. Having a 4-team match, then a 30-man Battle Royal, then a 7-man ladder match. It was like just throwing everything out there. The Battle Royal was okay. I really wanted Mizdow to win, which I predicted months ago. But I had a feeling like he wasn't going to eliminate the Big Show. We even joked, me and my buddies, we joked that they would do the Benoit spot, which they did, but...
Oh, yeah, when I saw that, when I got home, I was like, no, this is how people die. I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, so, I mean, I enjoyed the turn. I thought it was well done. It was cool to see Kenta get his little minute of shine in there. It took me a while.
I thought it was cool, and it had me going for a while.
It took me a while to figure out who the Miz and Mizdow were arguing with for like that 3-minute period, and it was Alex Riley.
Oh no, I got that right away. But going back to Kenta, as soon as I saw him in there with Godzilla, I was like, you know what, not for nothing, it'd be cool if he won.
Yeah.
And that was Godzilla, wasn't it? It was the Big Show. I think it was Godzilla.
One of the two.
Godzilla might have been more over, just saying.
They teased the spot that wow, Cesaro did last
You all
year.
right there? You all right there, H? You okay?
I'm not even drinking this episode.
This episode. You can tell we do it on Skype now because I didn't even know you were drinking in prior episodes.
Only in one prior episode. Um, I mean, I thought it was a cool throwback to last year. Um, I guess Big Show winning it. What
I was
is?
fine with that.
I mean, just for him to pose next to the trophy and win it in honor of his father.
I
Okay.
thought it was cool in honor of his father. Big Show won, not the Giant. Okay. All right, Big Show won, not the Giant. Not even Paul White won. Okay.
So then the
And then
main card.
they opened up with the ladder match. Were you
Yeah.
surprised at all?
No, I mean, I knew the lineup of the card going into the show.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't. I did not.
I knew somebody that was with us told us the lineup and it was spot on.
Okay.
So I thought the Intercontinental match was pretty good. It was a spot fest as we expected, but it had its good
To
spots.
be honest with you, I had my heights really, really up for that.
Hmm.
The beef that I had was that the ending was really flat.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I think everybody and their mother, Legends included, hyped it up for us, and we thought it was like crazy nuts. There was no creativity with the ladders.
Not really. There was the
There
bedazzled
really
ladder.
wasn't. The bedazzled ladder was cool, but then it got broken apart as a weapon, which was cool, but that was it.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
it was cool. Like,
you
I thought
know,
Cody's outfit was his outfit was pretty cool. I like that Luke Harper got some new jeans for WrestleMania. That was,
yeah, and new jeans, new flannel. I I was just expecting a lot. Like if there was seven
Dolph
guys, it
Ziggler
should
had
have
a
been 12.
braid.
There should have been 12 ladders. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that shit. But it was a good match. It was good.
Yeah.
Was it what I expected? No, but the ending was
I
flat.
think 21 years ago, the ladder match was, since it was so rare, like even 15 years ago when it was only happening once a year, maybe, or when it was like, when it called for like the occasion. I think like when it was Shawn and Razor, it was the two
Right.
belts. When it was the Hardys and Edge and Christian and the Dudleys, like they had three in a row, but they were all amazing. And then like the Money in the Bank, but I feel like it's just there's been so many ladder matches that it's kind of lost. I mean that's happened with a lot of these gimmick matches, whether it be the Hell in a Cell, the cage matches,
That
ladder
and like
matches,
the
or
psychology
just having the
in
pay
the
per views named
matches.
after them, or just the
But
fact that we
it's
had a
also the psychology. It's also that the psychology in the gimmick matches are gone.
yeah. Also, just not too long ago, we had the ladder match with Ziggler and Harper. I feel like there's even battle royals are getting to that point where we're having a shitload of battle royals throughout the year.
Well, battle royals are now like the filler of all fillers, so everybody can get a spot. That's a
You know,
separate
so it's
genre at this
like
point.
I think that's my only issue with it, that it's just like, okay, what are the stakes in this match? A bunch of guys stealing each other's belts. Like, at least when it was Shawn and Razor, it was Shawn got suspended. He never officially lost the title. Razor won the
Mhm.
title, and they were fighting to see who was the real champion. You know,
Well, it was just seven guys that all want to be the Intercontinental
it
Champion,
was
which
no, it
is
was
cool.
7 guys that deserved a spot on the main card because they work hard all year, and they're all over. I mean, it's probably except Truth, but like you think Bryan, Ziggler, Ambrose, and then you got Barrett, Harper, and Stardust, 6 guys that, and
Right.
I mean, nothing against our Truth, but he was just kind of thrown in randomly, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and
And he didn't really get much burn.
yeah, so it was. I mean, nothing against the match; they all busted their ass, and I just feel like there's just been so many. It's just like what could you possibly do now to top the previous like this is the 11th ladder match at a WrestleMania.
Uh-huh.
So it's like what could you do to top the previous 100 ladder matches
Right.
that haven't been
That
done?
bar's already been set.
Like
That's
at
like
the
Triple H
like
when he said
okay
it on the podcast.
like when Shawn did a splash off the ladder, that was a huge deal. Now it's like you gotta fucking kill yourself to you gotta go through the ladder or like fall
Yeah.
on your fucking head or like do something fucking nuts. And I don't know, it's just I just feel like these gimmick matches should serve a purpose rather than like being a pay-per-view. Kind of like okay, look at Money in the Bank. You get 2 ladder matches in one night, or Hell in a Cell. You get 2 Hell in a Cells in one night. When back then you would have
Yeah,
to wait a year for the feud to call for that.
yeah.
But I mean, not taking away from those guys, and we all predicted that Bryan was gonna win to start off the show on a high note and to avoid people complaining.
And then what was after? What was after that? Orton Rollins,
Yeah,
right?
so it was Orton Rollins.
Which was good.
Orton with his well, Rollins had J&J security. Orton had elbow pads. Um,
Yeah, yeah. He looked like a custom Randy Orton action figure.
I thought it was a good match. The ending was awesome. Just
Oh, the ending was phenomenal.
and I
You know,
think
it
with
was
him,
super, super
I mean,
sick.
I had a feeling like Rollins would lose if he was gonna cash in either tonight or last night. So I wasn't too surprised. I mean, that sets up a challenger for Orton. I mean, for Rollins, if he were to win it.
Well, I had to kind of get put in check today. You know, I did actually initially think the match wasn't that great for starters,
hmm
but I
I mean, again, you think every time the two guys are pretty good workers, they want to go out there and have the Steamboat Savage match.
right.
Like that's what Punk and Jericho wanted to do. That's what Bryan and Ziggler wanted to do this year. So I think, I mean, it wasn't a terrible match. I think we've seen them fight a few times already, and just the build up was a little weird having Rollins.
No, I actually thought the build up to Rollins and Orton was very good to me, and I thought that the story that they told was very good. But I just thought the match was starting at such a slow pace. But then again, we got a ladder match as an opener, so we were all jacked up on Mountain Dew because of that.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I was like, this is kind of eh. But looking back, the match was way better. And I rewatched it today, and it was good. It was good.
And the ending spot was pretty cool. So
Yeah, no, that was nuts. And he hit him with the RKO from the video game. That was
Yeah.
sick.
and now on to match number 3.
Match number 3.
First of all, what did you think of Sting's entrance?
I thought it was good if you're a Ninja Turtle.
I mean, just I guess another factor was just it being in the daytime.
He's a samurai.
Yeah, that was weird. And then Triple H's entrance.
Triple H had the entrance of the night, achieved and unlocked. Triple H had entrance of the night.
Really?
And
I mean,
Sting
I actually liked Rusev's entrance better than Hunter's.
I thought Triple H had entrance of the night.
I mean, I think compared
think
to I didn't like it better than last year's. I like last year's better.
no, last year's was better, but I thought he had entrance of the night. I think they compensated way better for Triple H than they did for Sting. Sting, clearly the daytime was a hindrance. I was not a fan of a daytime WrestleMania. Like, overall, I thought that took away so much from the show. I think clearly they got to do stadiums.
Especially with
the
the Wyatt and Taker match, which we'll get to.
Yeah, they got to do stadiums that are domes and that or stadiums that have the retracting roofs and shit, like they did in Pontiac back in the day. Because
What did you think of the match itself?
You're talking Sting and
Hunter.
and Hunter. I thought the match was good. I thought the story was very well told. They brought the Monday Night War. They finally buried everything
No, they finally buried Sting.
in that one match.
I mean, I thought it was kind of like we were talking about earlier. It was cool to see all those guys. I mean, they're all way past their prime. They're all in their 40s, 50s, 60s.
and so
So it was cool, but I mean, maybe just the kid WCW fan in me didn't think it made much sense to have NWO helping.
yeah, that was the thing.
Sting.
Like but they were also going for their company guy.
Yeah.
So it was like we
But at the
really
same
saw
time, but then you also
the
have
most authentic. No, we really saw the most authentic form of WWE and WCW last night.
yeah.
That was where it kind of made me change my tune.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the fact that half the guys on one team and half the guys on the other team are all best friends. And then you also got X Pac, who's just as much a member of one as he is the other.
Right.
I found it fun. I mean, Hogan took a bump for X Pac, and I don't think he's taken a bump since coming back to WWE. Hall took a bump, which was pretty scary.
Yeah, that was like I was like the DDP Yoga is wonders because this man.
This
I
man
remember
had
when he could barely walk
this man was in a wheelchair and had hip surgery 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Because
and he
it
bumped.
was WrestleCon for Mania 29. I asked DDP how's Hall doing, and he said he's getting surgery this weekend. That's why he's not here.
Okay.
So it's only been 2 years since he's gotten that surgery, but and then Nash tearing his quad was the first big pop of the night among my friends.
Yeah, that he tore his quad, which apparently he did on purpose,
Then he
which
got
I
back
love.
up.
And even Hogan bumped, man.
Yeah, he bumped for X Pac.
Yeah, Hogan bumped. You know, all the guys on the outside bumped, even though Billy Gunn was out there trying to kill somebody. It was still real to him.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
but
Billy Gunn's probably
I
in the best
thought,
shape of all those guys. I mean, the DX guys are in better shape than the NWO guys.
oh yeah, without question. But you know, Nash is still pretty jacked for looking like a silver shark.
Then Shawn came out.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I mean,
Like Sean
I thought it
surprised me.
was. I mean, that was cool because that was always a dream match of mine as a kid.
Yeah,
Was Shawn and Sting as like the two company guys that never left or worked for the other company. Probably even
right.
more so than Sting and Taker. I mean, I was expecting Flair to come out and even it up. Plus, Flair has a tie-in to everybody. He's best friends with Hunter. He has
Yeah,
the rich history with Sting, and even if he was to come in and take out Shawn, Shawn retired him a couple
that's
years
why
ago.
I thought. That's why I think another thing with the Flair thing was I think we were looking at it more because of the fact that he retired Sean and he,
But
had the
if
history.
it, no, if anything, that thought came into my mind today. Last night it was
No,
just
that was on my mind as soon as I saw Sean. I was like, come
no.
on,
Last night it was just
now you gotta bring Flair
Flair is
out.
the only guy that would even it out as far as I just thought of it as Flair's the WCW guy.
Right, not Sting as far as I'm concerned.
I
You
would
know.
place them at 1 and 2.
Eh, 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 eh.
But
Eh.
I was expecting Flair, and I think seeing him after the match 5 minutes later pissed me off because it was. I mean, okay, yeah, Hunter won, which was another surprise because I think we all expected Sting to win, considering it was his first match in the company.
Yeah, if anybody was betting money on Sting, then you lost last night, dude.
Yeah, so I don't know. What was your opinion?
On
Sting losing?
the Legend segment,
No, Sting losing.
it's to be honest with you, as a fan, and because I was like Sting's gonna do it, it really did hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
It really did bum me out that he didn't win. To be honest with you, it was cool. I liked the handshake at the end, but I was just so bummed out that he didn't win. But he had a great match. He probably has had the best match that he's had in 10 years.
Do you think that the segment later in the evening had anything to do with the result of that match, as far as having Triple H come out after winning?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't actually. No.
I mean, I heard it
You're
discussed.
referring to Rock and Rousey?
Yeah, I heard it discussed on
No.
another podcast. So just wondering what your opinion was.
I don't think that was done to make Triple H look strength. Going into the Rock and Rousey segment at all. No.
So we had the little legend segment with all the former Intercontinental champions. We had Patterson. Then Piper came in, and I said, "Wow, of those guys, Piper was the one to kiss Brian,
Yeah.
not Patterson." Then Steamboat came in. Then Flair came in, which was like, what the fuck? Like, because
Yeah, it was like,
I don't associate Flair with the Intercontinental title. I associate him.
agreed.
Yeah, I mean, he had a run in 2006.
Yeah,
Beat Carlito
2006,
or
and he had
Shelton or somebody.
yeah, it was Carlito, and he had it for about 4 months,
So it's like he could have been used in the other segment. I mean, I thought like I mentioned earlier, if there was any two guys, I mean, Sean and Razor were the only other two guys, because then you could have had five of the six guys that were profiled in the video package. Because
Yeah.
the three Intercontinental matches they profiled were it was what Steamboat, Savage, Piper, and Brett, and
Steamboat Savage, Piper, and Brett, and I
Sean
guess
and Razor.
Flair, and I guess Flair and Steamboat had an invisible ladder match,
Well,
Intercontinental title
Sean
match.
and
Right, on
Razor,
the oil.
and then they also focus on Warrior and Hogan because it was
Right.
showing that the Intercontinental champion won the title. But I
Oh, you mean
mean,
in the video package? Yes, and then they talked about the
then they
tag team match for
transitioned
the
into ladder
ladders.
matches.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I thought that Flair wasn't neat. I mean, it was funny to see him wooing and chop Steamboat, and see
Yeah.
Brett come out and do the yes chant. I mean, still not as good as Brett doing the bushwhacker walk, but
Oh, was he doing that at Hall of Fame?
yeah, I'll review the Hall of Fame after we finish with
Okay,
Mania and
okay.
Raw. So it was all right, whatever. We got the Legend segment with the Dam, which Farouk was Simmons was also never an Intercontinental Champion to my knowledge.
I think that was just to give
Yeah.
Ron Simmons some money.
So match
That
number
was all.
4, that was what the chicks.
Well, they brought out the Hall of Fame class, and
Yeah,
then I think they did the music, and then the chicks, yeah.
yeah. So that one.
Which was,
eh, I mean, we were laughing because every time they showed AJ, she was knocked out on the floor. So we are like, this bitch is gonna fucking go to sleep the whole match.
yeah, it felt
Pun,
like a
pun,
handicap match at
pun
times.
intended.
Felt like a handicap match at times, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
And then it was Rusev and Cena.
Rusev and Cena, which I thought was a great match, including the springboard stunner. I thought that was
That
awesome.
was amazing.
I thought that was
And
awesome,
the
even
knee
though
to the
Rusev messed
face.
it up.
The Rusev knee to the face was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Thought it was
What
a
do
good
you think
match.
about the end of the match where Rusev was calling Lana a bitch in his native tongue?
I mean, if she wants, I can make her feel better.
Was that? I mean, is it safe to say that Lana and Rusev are no more?
I mean, I'm moving into that house in Memphis next week.
Yes. Are you?
I told you I was moving. I don't know if she wasn't with him tonight. Maybe her acting career is gonna take off. Who knows?
I don't know. I do think that, just real quick, I thought tonight seeing
Because it's like,
Rusev alone
what's there
was cool.
for her to do? Because she's not a worker.
And I don't see her becoming one either.
Yeah.
You know, no respect to you, Lana, because I know you're a big fan, but. You know. But it was cool seeing Rusev alone. Like, tonight was like, okay, I want to see how he looked without her,
Well,
and
I mean, he's been alone the last few weeks on Raw. That was her first appearance in like 3 weeks.
well, it was my first time seeing it. It was my first time seeing it, and I believed it.
So
You know,
that was
I
a good
believe
match. I liked Rusev's entrance. I thought it was an awesome entrance.
I thought it was great. I did think his entrance was great, but I got to give it to
I
the game
wasn't.
still.
I mean, I thought they could have done a little more with Cena's entrance. It was just a
Yeah, that whole big video package from
It
you
was
was
just
long.
a Ronald Reagan video package and a regular entrance.
Yeah,
I mean, I really want to see that much of Ronald Reagan?
I didn't know that Ronald Reagan was on the roster because that's what it felt like.
It's like seriously, like I know somebody who was named after him. Ugh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the next segment
no.
was Triple H and Stephanie came out, and I mean, when I saw the time, when I saw it was what 9:30, and there were only 2 matches left, and there were 2 matches that I didn't expect to go 45 minutes each.
The best thing I heard was Vince is rich, but he's not God. He can't control the daylight.
But Gothic JR Scar can.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh man.
So, what you call it? Yeah, they did the whole attendance thing, and then they started cutting the promo. I mean, when I text you, my first choice was Vince, and then my second choice was Rock. So the Rock came out. They did the Rock stood there for about 10 minutes, didn't say anything. I know Frankie went to throw out the garbage. He came back, and The Rock still hadn't started talking.
Oh God.
So I think once I saw Stephanie slap The Rock, I knew immediately what was gonna happen. Because they showed Ronda in the front row earlier in the show. Who was
Oh yeah. Once he went out the ring, I got it.
Yeah, and they showed her earlier. She was sitting next to his mom and daughter and Arnold Skollen's widow. They were all together.
Yeah.
So once that happened, I knew what was gonna happen. I'm a huge fan of Ronda Rousey, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was an awesome WrestleMania moment. It was cool to see her hip toss Triple H, and he sold the shit out of it. I thought that the interaction with her and Stephanie was a little awkward because I think she could have at least taken her down and put her in an armbar without actually applying, like putting a
I
real
wasn't surprised that she got physical with.
Hunter.
I was not surprised she got physical with Hunter and not Stephanie because I can see the UFC clearance saying, "Well, you can beat up Triple H, but you can't touch another chick."
I mean, I thought it was just because she held her there for like a minute.
Yeah, I just to me it made sense.
Or I thought she could have like escaped when Hunter was getting hip tossed or something. But it was,
True.
it was a good segment nonetheless for as far as like a Mania celebrity moment. I mean, it was long, but I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
biased.
it was dragging. I mean, the money part was the ending, the physicality, what was there. But it was money. It was a money segment to
Oh
me.
yeah, definitely, and I hope they do something with her in the future. I mean, there seems to be then a good relationship with WWE and UFC if they allowed it to happen.
Yeah, especially I don't know. I mean, it's any attention is good attention for both promotions.
Well, yeah, I
So
mean,
it
because
was
if you look
cool.
at it, people that aren't familiar with Ronda are gonna go and check her out, or
Yes.
people that don't watch UFC are gonna say, okay, who's this hot blonde chick that can fucking kick ass that
Yeah.
hip tossed Hunter and he sold for her? So, oh, let me go look her up. Let me go Google her. Oh, she's in UFC. Maybe I'll watch her next fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it works for UFC. So I don't see why Dana wouldn't let her on the show. I mean, he tweeted a
Well,
picture
let her on the show, yeah, but everybody knows that there's no way that her or Brock would be able to wrestle
or fight, and
or fight,
yeah,
at the same time.
oh
You
yeah,
know that's not happening.
yeah. So
So, and we all know that. And then
Wyatt and
what
Taker.
was that? Wyatt and Taker, without question, I think for Wyatt's entrance, they compensated they compensated for it being in the daylight very well.
I
I
mean,
thought it was
it
cool.
sucks that both of these guys' entrances are based around the arena being pitch black.
Around darkness,
You know,
yeah,
like Bray Wyatt's entrance is the arena's pitch black, and everybody's cell phone lights up, and he has the little lantern. Undertaker's entrance is the arena's pitch black, so it's like it really sucked for both of them, and I mean it's not their fault, but it just didn't feel right, especially for Undertaker's first match and first time being seen on WWE TV in a year. I thought it took away so much from both of them.
I mean, it really, really did. I think the one who was hurt more by that was, in fact, the Undertaker's entrance. Again, I definitely think that Undertaker's entrance was the one that was hurt by it the most
Yeah,
because they found a way, followed the buzzards and birds and scarecrows and shit. So they got around it with Wyatt,
yeah,
but Taker, them dimming, the light structure around them and all that stuff, that really, doesn't do anything. I just, seeing him was cool and seeing immediately that he was in great shape
oh yeah,
was
he
cool.
looked better than last year. He didn't get knocked out.
He looked better than last year. I think the fact that he wore the pants was deliberate in the sense of it focused on how jacked his upper body was.
Yeah,
You know,
and I think
so
also
that was
maybe
cool.
growing out the hair, maybe the mohawk and the beard wasn't the greatest look for him. Maybe like, I mean, he looked exactly like he did in 2002 as the American Badass with the short,
Yes,
slick back hair and the goatee
and I thought he worked a
and
lot
the
smarter.
outfit.
I thought he worked a lot smarter as well. I thought he worked a lot smarter. He definitely bumped a lot smarter. you could tell that the hardest bump he took of the whole night was the Uranagi.
Hmm.
You know, so it was cool. It
I
was good
mean,
to see him back. He worked a lot
we're never
smarter.
gonna see another Taker Sean match level
No,
out of Taker. So I don't think we were expecting anything like that. I think it was good considering what we were expecting, considering the shape he was in last year.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean, it was cool. I mean, I guess if you look at the commercial for Mania 32 or Mania Star, they did flash the Undertaker. So I'm guessing like this is gonna like that's gonna be his send off in Texas next week.
yeah. That clearly, it's
Do you
clear as
see
day
an
that.
induction as well?
I can see them doing it, but if they don't do it, that's cool too because I think an induction kind of gives it all away. It kind of goes back to when Flair got inducted.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I mean, it's not the same. Obviously, it will never be the same.
Yeah.
It was not the same. F&B, touched on that last night himself. It was not the same, but it was cool to see him back. It was cool to see him redeem
I mean,
himself.
that's kind of
It was
I
just
mean,
cool.
that's kind of like what happened like with the DX and NWO. It's not what it was 15 years ago, but it was nice to see them.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. And then
The main event,
the main event,
which
Strength O Mania.
I mean, surprisingly, I mean, I was expecting the match to not be as great as it actually was.
Yeah, it was cool,
I mean, I
man, for
thought
both of those
it
guys.
was a cool physical match. Both guys look strength. Just Brock bleed. Anytime Brock did anything, he's fucking busted open. He's like the new Flair.
Yeah, but he hit that pull hard, Bush.
Even, but I think in the opening moments of the match, but he went.
Well, he was getting roughed up by Roman. Roman, I mean, they both were kind of taking liberties with each other, even though there were moments where I found that Brock was being a little, a little out of pocket, a little disrespectful.
Like when he took off his
Um,
gloves and started slapping him like a bitch.
yeah, yeah. But I, I do have a newfound respect for Roman Reigns
Yeah.
after yesterday, without question.
And every time he got his ass kicked, he was smiling at Brock.
Yeah, he was smiling at it. I thought it was cool that he didn't say a word tonight on Raw. Also, I thought it was
Because
better
that
that the
crowd would have
focus.
fucking ate him alive.
Yeah, I thought it was better that the focus was more so on Rollins and Brock
Yeah.
than still having him be a focal point.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was it was
I
a
mean,
cool match.
it was one of
The
those where like
cash in was great.
I was wishing for it, and it happened, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
I popped. I'll put up the video on our Instagram. I don't know if you guys have videos of you guys popping, but I thought it was awesome. I've been a huge Seth Rollins fan for years, so I mean, I've been saying for the last year that he's been the top guy in the WWE and Superstar of the Year. So I mean, I'm happy for
yeah,
him. I'm not a bandwagon fan. Like I've been a fan of his since he fucking started. So it was awesome to see it. See it. He deserves it. I know when the Shield started, my biggest fear was always that he was going to be the one lost in the shuffle.
to get
I mean,
the
because
diminished out of
I
Rollins.
always thought, okay, Roman has the look and Ambrose has the personality, but Rollins is a good worker, so that means he's going to be stuck in the mid card. And
Well, it did take them a while to invest in him out of those three,
yeah, but
regardless of what anybody says.
he's the first one to become WWE champion of the three.
Yes.
Which did anybody ever predict that?
No, because my pick was always Ambrose, even though I knew it was going to be Roman because at the time,
Exactly.
they were
People
saying,
either thought Ambrose or Roman, and
yeah,
there was that little part of me that always hoped it would be Rollins, and I got it.
yeah.
So
It was cool.
yeah.
It was cool. It was cool, but overall, I thought it was a good WrestleMania, and when you come off of WrestleMania 30, the expectations are always bananas.
Mhm.
You know,
I mean, I mean, all I'm asking for is just moments like that, like moments that'll make me like pop and react. Like I just feel like for the last couple months, like even when we don't do episodes, it's just been so lackluster that I'm just like I don't give a shit. And I mean, yeah, it's
yeah,
Mania, so everybody's excited. Yeah, it's the night after Mania, so that always is always a great show. But I want that to continue next week and next month and throughout the year. And I
Yeah,
mean, it's tough
and
when there's so many hours of television to fill. Not like when we were growing up where it was like an hour of Raw, an hour of Superstars, and a pay
yeah,
per view every
and
night.
now we're in an age where it's like there's more than enough hours. You know,
And now,
it's
like,
it's
and back then it was like the only two shows were up against each other. We didn't have the technology we have now. Like, if the Monday Night Wars are going on now, I can watch both shows at the same time.
yeah,
So I wouldn't even have to flip back and forth. They would both have my fucking ratings.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
The ratings
Yeah,
would
that's the
probably be
day and age we
fucking
live in.
equal. um, I mean, right now it's 3 plus hours of Raw, and then they'll throw something on the network. Then they'll have SmackDown. Then there's NXT. Then there's main event, Superstars, pay per view every month. Now they're doing an NXT special every month.
They're doing it at the end of this month.
I think so.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know they were doing that.
I heard that in the Facebook group earlier. Maybe Jay can clarify. If you're listening to this, Jay, text me.
I know. I do know that NXT was featured on the Takeover logo was featured on that promo for the new stuff, but I don't remember seeing hearing about it being this month though.
Yeah.
Not at all. A lot of new stuff is going to be on the network that I'm very much looking forward to.
Yeah. I guess we can discuss
Very
that
much looking forward to
later.
Oh yeah, we got to get into Raw first.
Yeah, so I
that's
guess when we come back, we can discuss Raw.
all right. When we come back, Monday Night Raw.
All right.
The following announcement has been paid for by the...
Are you ready?
Suplex City, bitch. City, bitch. Suplex City, bitch. City, bitch. Suplex City, bitch. City, bitch. City, bitch.
What's that on that beat?
Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, bitch.
10, 10, 10, 20s on your titties, bitch. 100 deep, VIP, no guest list. TT Raw, you don't know who you fucking with.
Hey, 4Life listeners, this is The Cap here with Mike the Finance Guy and Ralph the Tech, inviting you to check out our Geektastic podcast, Meanwhile 22 Pages Later.
So if you're a Whovian, a lover of capes and tights, a gamer, or a TV movie watcher, and you want some very honest reviews from some very funny guys,
check out our podcast. It's on iTunes and also on SoundCloud. And if you want to join in the discussion, check out our Facebook page. Oh, and by the way, that 22 is the number.
Now, back to Bosch and Cheyenne.
Welcome back to the 4Life podcast. When you listen to your podcast, listen to it 4Life. Of course, we are back talking about Monday Night Raw, opening up in ring gear for the first time on Raw in over a decade. Brock Lesnar.
Tommy Dreamer actually posted on Instagram that his last Raw match was against him.
Yes, it was. I actually knew that. But Brock Lesnar opening up in ring gear. Brock Lesnar looking to get that overtime pay for working 2 days in a row. And Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, over the limit, okay. Over the top, amazing promo, preaching to the gods. For it to then lead into the whole, you'll get your rematch later on tonight, which is a great way to get that 9 p.m. rating.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and then they opened up, surprisingly enough, with a rematch from last week. Ziggler and Bryan. Bosch, your thoughts?
I enjoyed the match. I thought it was cool. I like that whole headbutt sequence and the surfboard.
Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, I know they really wanted to face each other at Mania, so I mean, it was a good match, and I thought the ending was good.
Yeah.
Barry came in, and we got the long anticipated return of Sheamus. What did you think of his look?
Sheamus looked like the Mohawk passenger from Crazy Taxi.
I
He looked like both Rocksteady and Bebop.
I mean, he got a "you look stupid" chant.
Yeah, that was the first time I've heard that in my life.
I mean, if you're a heel, then fucking go. I thought it looked badass.
No, I have to disagree.
I mean,
Yes, I
it's
do.
different. It's different. I mean, we
Uh,
wanted. I mean, for years we've all been saying we want heel Sheamus. We want a different Sheamus. We don't want the same boring babyface Sheamus. We got it.
so we got Caveman Sheamus. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not mad. I thought it was funny. I laughed when he first came out, but
I didn't even recognize him. I didn't even recognize him.
but
I was like, who the hell is that?
we'll see where this goes. They already
I mean,
announced the tag match for SmackDown. I might actually. I mean, I was gonna say I would watch. I would watch SmackDown for, but we all know that match is gonna be on Raw next week.
absolutely.
So,
Except it may or may not be a clean finish because the SmackDown one's not going to be a clean finish. I see that.
what was after that? God damn! What was after that match?
Come on, guys. What just happened?
All right. I love how we don't remember. Let me see. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
This is great podcasting, guys. 4lifepodcast.com. This is not at 4Life Podcast. If you want to reach us on social media, I am the Bosch Man. I've added man.
Oh, wasn't that the 8-man tag?
8-man tag. Let's see.
Yes, it was.
Yes, Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, and the Ascension versus the Lucha Dragons and New Day.
Or
Nice-
the Lucha Dragons and
nice
the entire
little-
crowd.
Yeah, nice little debut for the Lucha Dragons.
Yeah, they didn't seem to be too over during their entrance, but they were definitely over during the match.
Yeah.
Because all that stuff was canned, what they were doing during their entrance. That was
Then we
not
got a
surprised.
vignette for Neville.
Yeah.
We got the World Heavyweight Title match: Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. I had a
By the
feeling
way,
that-
here
I
at the
I
here
knew
at the
them.
4Life Podcast, we extend our condolences to Michael Cole's family.
I heard he suffered from anal bleeding.
Where is that joke coming from?
You don't remember the time? I think that something happened to Lawler. Like something happened to Lawler during the Cole and Lawler feud, and like they had Cole tell the announcement, and he got like really serious and looked at the camera and said, "Jerry Lawler's not going to be here tonight because he's suffering from anal bleeding."
I do not remember that.
Oh my! How do you not remember this? This was during their build for Mania.
I do not remember that at
That's
all.
like because I remember, and then like when the heart attack happened, and Michael Cole had to deliver the news, like everybody was referencing that. That's why they said it was tough to take Michael Cole seriously when it happened because he had the same expression that he did with the heart attack, but like he was like really serious, and he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Lawler is suffering from anal bleeding," and then he was serious, and then like I think it was Booker T looked at him like, "What the fuck did he just say?"
I do not remember that at all.
I'm gonna look for that and send it to you. So,
I was like, where is this joke coming from? Because then I saw it on Facebook a couple minutes ago.
oh, I didn't know that anybody.
I was like, why
I
are
just,
people talking about anal bleeding so damn
I just
much?
referenced it because I remembered it. So Brock went. I guess Rollins got himself out of the match. He he got himself out of there. Brock went nuts, flipped the table over. So I mean, he flipped it so hard that it never went back down. I just remember I was like, holy shit, Booker T's stuck under there.
Yeah, Booker T took that hard way versus JBL ducked.
Yeah. I think I might have got a screen grab of Booker's face under the table. There it goes.
Yeah, he's dead.
It looks like he's sleeping.
No, he's dead.
Then he grabs somebody and takes him in the ring, and those Michael Cole, he F5s him. Then he F5s the cameraman. And then I mean, right away when that happened, I knew, okay, he's going to get suspended, and that's going to keep him off TV for a few months.
I thought he was going to get fired, actually.
Nah, they weren't going to fire him. I mean, Stephanie referenced the contract later in the show.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think they were gonna fire. I thought they were just gonna suspend him. Just because they didn't they already. I mean, they already did the angle where he quit, or didn't they do one where he was fired? Then they did one where he quit. Right?
Oh yeah, like during the Triple H feud,
Yeah, his
where he
first
was
his
gonna where
first
he was
year.
gonna sue, he was gonna quit and sue WWE.
So,
That's what it was.
I mean, they always gotta find creative ways to get rid of him.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was.
I mean, I like that Stephanie threw in there that he can't go fight with UFC and they own him for the next 3 years. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
funny. I mean, do you see him? I mean, I'm guessing maybe. I mean, right now he is the most over babyface in the company, so I don't see why they would have him come back as a heel now that.
No, like I stand by Paul Heyman. He is the most over ass kicker in the company.
Yeah, so I don't see. I mean, I can see him coming back as a babyface against the Authority.
Oh yeah, without question. Without question. And I don't. It might be Vince to lift his suspension.
Yeah.
Because I don't. I mean, unless Heyman like lobbies for it. Which I don't see.
Yeah.
But it's possible. What was let me see if I can get what was after that.
I think it was the Battle of the Rhodes Scholars.
Rhodes Scholars thing happened.
Isn't it crazy
and,
that they were a team, and now they're each of their gimmick is imitating another person's gimmick?
Yeah, not to mention the fact that because Stardust to me is a totally separate guy, I totally forgot. Like, oh yeah, that's Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
And that's Damien Sandow.
Yeah.
Is he going to continue with this Miz gimmick?
No,
like
he's gotta
coming out with his music and doing his moves.
No, when the feud is over, he's gotta be Sandow.
I would hope so. Okay, Miz came out, talk shit, hit him with his move. Saxon came out for commentary. I was hoping it was you.
Oh my god, I don't know why he would. I mean, initially I was like, that's good. They probably want him to sell the shock and awe.
Yeah. Then we had Curtis Axel come out, cut a promo, and Neville made his debut. Looked really good. Let's see. Yeah. Ambrose and Cena, that was a really good match.
Very good match. I actually enjoyed that more than Ziggler and Bryan.
Well, I guess because it's a combination. I mean, I get maybe because we've seen Ziggler and Bryan so many times over the last couple weeks, and
yeah.
I mean, this is pretty. I mean, considering I consider Ambrose and Cena pretty fresh, just because the last time they had the feud, the one match they had was like the
Shield,
the contract on a pole match.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see them actually have like a real match, and I thought Ambrose looked really good in the match.
Yeah. Did we see a John Cena heel turn tonight?
No.
Some people are saying that, and I disagree.
No, he just shook his hand after the match and said he can face him anytime again for the
No, people are saying that the promo and the way he came out, that was John Cena being heel.
What did he do that was different from any other week? He came out, he endorsed.
Just because he wore black and was being a smartass, some people are considering that as the John Cena heel turn we were waiting for.
No, he came out and he said he had them sing his song. Then the chicks fought in the 6 Diva tag match. Pretty decent match. I guess the highlight was another version of Cena's song. Did you hear that?
Yeah, the Bellas suck.
Yesterday, I was actually when Cena's music's playing, I started singing "America, America" because he was fighting for America.
Because it was the Rocky IV entrance was supposed to happen.
It's fucking anti-American audience. Why wouldn't they sing America?
I liked the Diva 6-man tag match. I thought it was cool that it was Naomi getting the win, and Dirt Sheets were saying yesterday that starting on Raw, the Divas were getting an overhaul, and I really, really hope they get it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, right now those are like the 6 girls that can work on the roster.
There's a couple missing. Emma was missing.
Who?
Emma,
I mean,
my
they
girl
would really
Walmart.
have to do like a reset on her.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely got a reset on my girl Walmart. But yeah, Alicia Fox is okay. She can hang.
Yeah.
She's not bad. She can hang.
Okay.
Um,
Goldust Russo. Ryback agrees to be his partner. Right then and there, I'm like, okay, there goes all the fun of the main event. Because I knew
yeah,
Roman was going to be one of them, and I was kind of like, okay, this leaves it open for like a cool third person.
yeah,
So there went that. Goldust and Rusev,
yeah.
squash. Then the main event, kind of the typical Raw after Mania audience goes into business for themselves and starts
Yep,
chants.
selfish bastards.
A lot of those chants were hard for me to understand. They're here. They
Uh-huh.
weren't as coherent as the Slammy award-winning New Jersey crowd.
Oh God.
We did originate. We were the first to do it. Okay, so every time somebody does it, they're copying us. You hear that? New Orleans, San Jose, England. Unless it's incognito, man, you're cool. Um,
Oh brother. The
listen,
bias is real.
yes, it is real. I deserve a discount on that WWE Shop Slammy. That shit is $150.
I deserve a discount. Period. I never got my coupon from Vince.
But
So
but yeah, every crowd is copying us. I give it to New Orleans. You guys invented the John Cena sucks song, so
yes, we did.
that was awesome. So I give you guys credit. What did this crowd do that was different from your New Orleans crowd or my New Jersey crowd?
The Bellas suck.
But that was just going off of something that you guys invented.
That was the only thing that came up with the Bellas thing.
But then again, that was still just basing it off of the Cena song, which, look, New Jersey, New Orleans, we all came up with new shit. They didn't.
Oh God, the hate is
See what
real.
happens when neither of us go to Mania? We're not there to come up with anything new.
That's true. That's true. I would have came up with all types of
We
shit.
came
No,
up with we came up with a chant and the Fandango. You guys came up with the John Cena sucks.
we came up with something else too. John Cena sucks and something else. Oh, we
The
were the
whole world
ones.
in his hands.
Yes, we were the ones that did the whole. He's got
Okay,
the whole
see
world in his hands,
that's two good ones. What did they do tonight? You look stupid.
which is actually pretty good. That's actually
And
pretty
they did a
good.
bunch of NXT chants. I think they were doing the soft and
Yeah,
how
I
you
didn't know.
doing.
I didn't realize how over NXT was until tonight, and then next week the way they came on NXT on Raw
Um,
at least.
I heard them doing the how you doing and soft. Then like they were chanting "Please retire" to the Big Show.
Yeah, I was like, oh brother.
And the wave. The only difference was their wave was shown better than ours. But
Yeah, their wave was not ignored.
yeah.
Their wave was not ignored.
But the moral of the story is we're the originators.
Yeah, that's right. We're
We
the
we
outsiders.
started it. You guys added some great chants. And what did San Jose add?
They added Ronda Rousey. How about that?
A Ronda Rousey chant?
Oh no, they just added her. She's so fucking fine. Oh.
Yes, she is.
What do you think of Raw overall?
It was a fun Raw. I mean, I enjoyed it. Obviously, it's always going to be pretty good because the crowd always makes it just because you have all the diehard fans from around the world.
Right.
I heard that during the commercial they were showing like an ad for the following show in San Jose, and everybody was chanting "We don't live here." Okay, I give them that one. It wasn't on TV, but I give them that one.
All right. What did you think of Sting on the network?
Oh God, what the fuck was that? That was
Was that the segment that is going to gain them their 1 million subscribers?
It's like when you have people chanting Undertaker, and then Sting says, "Whatever they throw at me, I'll take." I was waiting for him to say, "The only thing that's for sure about Sting is nothing's for sure."
Nothing for sure.
Then
That's what I
the
thought.
only funny part was that Bo kept the microphone near his mouth while he was in the Scorpion Death Drop and was
Yes.
screaming and whining into the mic. That was the only highlight of that fucking segment.
And when the crowd, when he goes, I didn't wash my face for days, and the crowd was like, ew. That was cool.
But other than that, like, besides being in the Battle Royal and being, on Superstars, nobody's seen Bo Dallas on Raw in months.
Yeah.
So.
But his biggest segment was with the Stinger.
I mean, I didn't see them bringing in Taker for a post-show angle. Unless it was to say that they were going to fight next year at Mania. And then that would have been like, oh, well, look what you missed for not having a fucking network, or well, look what you missed for canceling the day after Mania.
Yep.
So, we shall see what the future holds for Sting.
Speaking of the network,
where do you see Sting going from here, though? Like
SummerSlam.
What do you see him doing at SummerSlam now that he lost to Hunter?
I can't honestly tell you what match he's going to be in. I can't give you
If you were to predict what to book for SummerSlam, what would it be?
Well,
from the night after Mania, or if you were to book from, like, let's say, like, back in the day when bookers would actually, like, know what's gonna happen months down the line, like, what would you book for SummerSlam? Like, if you started building from now till SummerSlam.
The Shield triple threat match.
That is one of my choices. My two main events would be a Shield triple threat, and somehow get Bryan and Brock.
Yeah, we have the same ones. The Shield triple threat match, Bryan and Brock.
Wow, I'm surprised. I'm shocked, but I'm happy that we both had the same idea.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna go just because it's SummerSlam and it's the biggest party of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Sting Triple H the rematch.
And then Sting gets the win back?
And then Sting gets the win back, or believe it or not, actually no, I'm not even gonna say it out loud. But yeah, I'm gonna go Sting Triple H the rematch.
Lumberjack match with NWO and DX.
Oh my god. That would be just too much.
That's pretty much what we got. I mean, we both have the same, like, two top matches.
Sheamus and Ziggler for the IC. If you want to do the whole card, you know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that match is gonna happen like 55 times between now and then.
Absolutely.
It'll probably happen before the end of this month.
Yep.
Well, wait, today's the end of the month.
And it'll probably happen a dozen times at house shows across the world.
Exactly.
Between
I think I meant more towards, like, the money marquee matches.
Yeah, I mean, those would be my three, if you put a gun in my head for right now.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think of Sting and Hunter, but those are my top, like, two matches. As far as, like, the title match and then the big attraction match.
Because the other matches I don't see happening for Sting, so I'm not even going to say them out loud. And I definitely don't see them doing Sting and Taker for freaking SummerSlam. So.
No,
yeah.
I mean,
those are my picks.
If it wasn't Hunter, I would say maybe Wyatt and Sting.
It depends on the momentum that Wyatt has between them and now. But for Wyatt to lose to two icons and he's there every day, no.
Yeah. And then for Sting to lose two in a row is only two matches, and I don't see that either.
No.
I mean, I think it's obvious we're gonna get Sting and Bo.
Yeah, Sting and Bo with RoboCop at ringside. Yeah, okay, pal. That'll put numbers on the network.
We're getting Sting and RoboCop versus Terminator and Hunter.
Terminator and Hunter. I saw that, and I was like, people don't know how to act. I was like, people just don't know how to fucking act.
Or maybe if it's like a Sting and Cena versus Hunter and somebody.
Okay. So I got to talk about this because I am truly flabbergasted about it. So the WWE Network doesn't have 1 million subscribers.
I still haven't found that article. I'm still seeing 1.3.
Oh, you got to go to the press release.
Okay.
But that article that I sent you,
I mean,
that
I
is,
think the 1.3 number is the number as of today for Mania. Right?
no, the 1.3 for the network is the overall amount of people that they have reached
Okay.
since launch of the network. But their total subscriber count, as in, just like day to day, their number was that 900,000 mark.
Okay. Completely unrelated. Did I send you that video earlier of the guy that throws his girlfriend into the pool?
Yeah, you did. I responded to that.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, the rematch with Medusa.
Yeah, and and Heyman and JR
Yeah,
and
and
Brock.
JR. Yeah, I was really, really surprised. It's like, what the hell do the fans have up their ass and not want the network?
Yeah.
And I really hope them beefing up with all the original content that they're producing, from the Diva Search to adding the animated stuff. I really hope that they get their numbers.
I mean,
The stock took a huge hit, and it's the day after WrestleMania. The stock should have been skyrocketing.
I'm just gonna say, I already went off on the Raw after Mania crowds, and that was completely just joking. Like, don't even get me started on the non-network subscribers, because that would be a shoot.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, what do you think it is? Are they cheap? Are they too used to the old school way of not having to pay for a pay-per-view anymore? That generation? Is it the live streams?
but there's
Like,
still, I mean, just from what
it's not like the content that they want that they can't
people are
see is
still
on YouTube.
people are still paying for pay-per-views. The pay-per-views still get buys. I know this from what I hear. Like, the pay-per-views still get buys. Survivor Series got buys, in like the 100,000 range,
Yeah.
and all those people could have watched it for free. I don't know if it's convenience or maybe a lot of people aren't tech savvy enough to understand the network or work it. Like, they're used to just ordering pay-per-views straight up.
Yeah.
Or the people that are tech savvy know how to get all this shit for free.
Plus, remember, there's still not many restrictions on the accounts.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much like old school Netflix, where 8 people can have one account.
Yeah.
From my understanding. But that really, really flabbergasted me. Like, oh, they reached 1 point whatever million, but then I kept reading these reports that the stock was taking a hit. So then I read the press release for the network, because I always read most of their press releases. And I read that one, and I was like, really? So, that's what it is. I really don't understand. I don't blame WWE. I don't understand why fans wouldn't want the network.
Fuck them.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, somebody's bitter. Somebody is bitter. But that's just my understanding of it.
I mean, I've been a subscriber since day one, as have you.
Yeah. Even though you got a coupon and I didn't. But anyway,
my Blu-ray just arrived today.
Who cares?
Well, because they had like something. I think the warehouse, like the roof collapsed, and like a lot of their.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They're on delays for their shit.
Yeah, I didn't know about it, and then like I emailed them asking like, "Hey, it's been like a month and a half," and they were like, "Oh, our roof collapsed." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like a dick now."
I think that was why the Triple H shirt was on back order.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
the new
I
one.
was like, what the hell is going on? Like, because I ordered it like the week before it was released, like on a pre-order, and I was like, oh, they
What
haven't
DVDs you order?
Jericho's Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I haven't. I mean, it just arrived today, so I haven't had a chance to watch it.
Well, you can review it for the show next week for all the
Yeah, I'll
listeners
find time
out
to
there.
watch it between now and then.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Raw Network news. I guess we can discuss the Hall of Fame before we end the night.
Yeah. What did you think of the Hall of Fame?
It was very long, but I enjoyed. I mean, surprisingly, like my two favorite speeches were probably Alondra Blaze and the Bushwhackers.
Okay. Yeah, the
Uh,
Bushwhackers get a lot of good praise for their speech,
I
man.
mean, I didn't expect those to be my favorite two. Those are probably like at the bottom of my list. But I thought Rikishi gave a pretty good speech. He gave, I mean, besides leaving out Too Cool, but I thought it was cool. Like his sons are usually pretty good with like they did a good job when they inducted Yokozuna as well. So I mean they're always pretty funny when they do it. And I thought
Yeah.
Rikishi gave a good speech. Mentioned all the members of the Anoa'i family, leaving out Rosie but mentioning Manu. That was weird.
Yeah. Wow. Now that I hear that, I'm like, really?
Yeah, when he mentioned Manu, I was like, really? The guy that
Hmm.
was there for 3 weeks, Legacy. Like the place chanted for Umaga when he was mentioned. Um, Pretty decent speech. They did the little dance at the end. One of the
Yeah, I
Usos did the
saw
worm,
that, and then one of them did the worm to piss off Scotty 2 Hotty.
and who was second? I think it was Larry, right?
Yeah. And you
Uh,
kept saying his speech was repetitive, right? Explain that.
um, he just. I mean, first Bruno came out and inducted him. He told the story how Larry showed up at his backyard and asked him to train him, and like he just kept showing up and asking to train him, and then he told him he had to get an education first, and then like he eventually trained them, and then spoke about their angle. And then Larry came out, told the story over and over again. He just kept mentioning like going through Bruno's bushes and asking him to train him, and it got repetitive after a while, and he just kept like he talked about Bruno the way that Mr. T talked about his mother.
Okay.
And I think at one point, like I don't know if he didn't write his speech and it was trying to just go off the top of his head, and
Right.
then like halfway through, he was just like, I don't know if he just got like emotional, and he was like, okay, I'm just gonna start over because this is like too much for me, and like
Yeah.
it was weird. I mean, I'm a fan of Larry, so I'll let it slide. But it was,
Wait, did you just say you let Larry Zabisco slide? I'm not sure.
nah.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm not sure what I just heard, so.
Listen, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, Shane.
It'll make the show better tomorrow that you let Larry Zabisco slide. Oh. But also, another thing, they were wrapping Flair up, and yet his speech wasn't even that long. Like, what was that about? I can't do that to my guy.
Um, it was like 5 minutes, and I think
Yeah,
Fujinami
and
had
I
like
heard they were
two
wrapping him up.
minutes. Yeah, that was more towards the end. I think that was like the buffer between like that was right before Macho. Then after Larry was Medusa, she gave the speech of the night. She gave, I mean, she showed love to everybody. She mentioned she was the first Paul Heyman girl.
Which is true.
She put over the Heyman, the Dangerous Alliance.
Good.
She said that Rick Rude should be in the Hall of Fame.
Smart girl.
Yeah. She said she had like a crush on Austin. Natty told the story of like Arn Anderson rushing her to do his promo, and she was like chasing him around with a shoe, and that was the only woman that Arn was afraid of. But she went through like the whole Dangerous Alliance, like Bobby Eaton and Larry, and then like all the Japanese chicks that she wrestled with, and Team Madness. She even put over, like she mentioned, Evan Courageous being like the only one with the balls to put her over for the cruiserweight title. And then
I remember that. I remember that angle. It was very fun.
yeah, and then she's like, okay, I'll talk about the elephant in the room, and then she went and started talking about like Bischoff calling her while she was in the bathroom, and telling her to like come to WCW and telling her the angle, and she at first she was like no, then like then she was like oh. At one point she was just like, well, anybody else would have done it. And I guess she's just like tired of just being known for that.
So she kind of got the weight off her chest.
Oh, definitely. And as she
All right,
mentioned,
good for her.
I mean, she mentioned that her husband has been like deployed for like a year now, and she got like emotional because he was there for the ceremony. So that was nice. She mentioned like her monster truck stuff that she does.
Did she mention her what?
The monster truck.
Oh yeah, she still does that. That's right, she does.
Yeah. I mean, I think she looks great for her age. I think she looks better now than she did 20 years ago. And
She's fucking hot.
yeah. So
Let me run into her in a dark alley with no condom. Oh my god. She is sensational.
so she brings
that
out
woman.
a trash can and she takes out a bunch of different shit. I think first she brought out a bikini in the garbage can.
Okay.
She said she always hated wearing bikinis to wrestle. And then there was like a bottle of barbecue sauce. I don't know.
Why would? Yeah, I heard about that. Why was that in there?
Maybe the feud with Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
But then she put over the. She said that she hated the angle, but then she put over JR's barbecue sauce and to go get it. Then she
Huh.
pulled out Bischoff's book.
Yeah.
And then she said, she was like, I'm just kidding. We're still friends to this day, but he's an asshole. And then she took out the women's title.
Okay.
I mean, everybody that I spoke to put her speech over, so
I gotta check it out. I gotta check it out.
Yeah. And then they went into Connor.
Yeah, that had to be tough.
Yeah, that was heavy. I mean, it was just back to back because first, like, Dana came out, Dana Warrior came out, and she spoke about the Warrior, so that was already emotional. And then Brian came out already crying, and then the kid's father came out, and then the little brother came out. It was a lot, but it was well done. And I mean, I appreciate them doing it, but it was tough to watch.
Yeah.
And then after that, they had the Bushwhackers, I guess, to like lighten everything up. Um, I mean, they were in gimmick, but it was a great speech. I enjoyed it. Then at one point they started calling up different guys to do the bushwhacker walk up to the stage to like shake their hands. So first it was Piper, then it was DiBiase, then it was Bret Hart, and Bret Hart looked so awkward doing it, but it was like probably the highlight of the night.
Yeah.
There was one funny story, the Rumble where Luke goes in and gets eliminated right away by Earthquake. And I guess Butch was like that he was in there for like 20 minutes and they both got paid the same amount for the night, and he kept bringing it up. It was a really fun speech. So I enjoyed it. I mean, Butch isn't like in great physical condition, but he still had like, I mean, they were both still on point, like
Yeah.
promo wise, and it was really good.
Good.
Then
I'm glad.
Fujinami, that was real quick. It was kind of like the Carlos Colon last year, where they come out, thank the audience, say a little thing in their language, and that's it.
All right.
I mean, Flair went into like more detail about him, and say like, and Vader was in the audience. He had Vader stand up, and like
Okay, that was cool.
he mentioned like I guess that he faced Vader for the NWA title, and then Flair for the IWGP title, and then Flair for the NWA title.
That's right.
So he mentioned that, and then they did Machos. Hogan came out and gave a speech. Um, it's just tough because you never know with Hogan whether he's genuine or not.
Yeah.
Because he made it sound like they were like best friends and never mentioned the beef. So
Well, you could have mentioned the beef that on that particular night. You could have.
yeah, but I mean I don't know if he just went over the top acting like to get like that they were friends or something. But I thought Lanny did a great job. Lanny's speech was really good too. He even threw in a jab at Mr. T.
Oh yeah, something about he did right. Something about the
Yeah.
mother thing.
Yeah. And then I didn't see Arnold's speech yet, so I'm not gonna comment on that.
Okay.
And then Sean came out to induct Nash. Sean's speech.
I heard when Sean came out, he was like, "Hi, I'm Shawn Michaels, and I need a bodyguard."
Yeah. So I thought Sean's speech was really funny. Just he's kept saying, "I know I'm gonna get in trouble." I guess because he mentioned Vince,
Uh-huh.
and like I guess seeing Vinny Vegas. I mean, they've all told this story where he saw Vinny Vegas on WCW, and
Uh-huh.
he had Rick Steiner call Nash, and then Nash told Ole Anderson that he wasn't gonna pursue wrestling anymore, that he was gonna go back to bouncing because he didn't see his career going anywhere, and got his release, and then faxed it over to J.J. Dillon, and was on Raw the next night.
Yeah. Did you also hear that Scott Steiner was like banned from
Yeah, there was like a
Hall
picture
of
from the
Fame?
security desk. I don't know what that's about.
I was
Maybe
like, you've never been invited before, so why would that be a thing? Was he telling
maybe
people
he
he was just going
awkwardly
to show
shook
up?
somebody's hand. I don't know.
Maybe he was telling people at WrestleCon he was just going to show up, and it got
I
out.
have no idea. Show up for what though?
I don't know. Fucking start heat with Triple H again. I don't know.
I don't know.
To rekindle their quote unquote horrible Rumble 2003 match with
I forgot
Steiner's
who it was that
underwear
said
falling out.
last night when Triple H was holding up all those skulls. Those were like Goldberg, Steiner, Booker, all the WCW guys he buried. But I mean, Nash's speech was pretty good, and they did the whole click thing at the end. I think either Sean or Nash said this is becoming like a regular thing at the Hall of Fame.
Well, there's only two left, right?
Yep.
Only two more left to go in. So you know who that is next year, right?
It's X-Pac.
Nope, China. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking at least.
And is there beef between Austin and WWE? Did you read that?
That's what I read. That something between Austin and Vince specifically. I don't know if Austin pulled the 2002 and didn't like the ideas that were being thrown by him for future network shows or whatever was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But that's word on the street that there's beef between the two.
Yeah.
Which is
and
pretty upsetting for me.
Podcast with Cena next week.
Which I think is cool.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I cannot wait to catch it either after work or while it's happening.
Yeah. Or when he posted up on Wednesday.
Oh, when he posted up on Wednesday, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm looking forward to that. All the new network shows, I really cannot wait. And, of course, it's not happening so much later. But I really cannot wait for the animated show.
I mean, that was a show they were supposed to do a while back, but I think Punk was in most of those episodes. And they had to get him
But,
in.
Still, it's a new audience. It's a different brand of humor. Mm-hmm. And I just hope that it works out and is as funny as I'm expecting it to be, quite frankly.
Well, I mean, you got Seth Green doing it, and he's... What's that Jackass show?
Oh, it's swerved. It's like, the description, the description for the show is kind of fuzzy.
I didn't get it, like... And then there's the Springer one, the Too Hot, but, like, I'm guessing...
Their throwback Thursday show. Because they're going to show a bunch of divas naked. Why the hell, why would you call it Too Hot for TV? It's not even like that anymore for Springer or the WWE.
What are they going to show? Miss Kitty showing her tits, and that's it?
Yeah, like their craziest moments from the past.
Okay.
That's what it's labeled as on the press release.
All right. And then Diva Search and Tough Enough.
Diva Search, Tough Enough, Hogan's Rock and Wrestling, all types of shit.
Oh, they're bringing back Hogan's Rock and Wrestling?
Yeah, finally.
I mean, I've had them on my computer for years. I just haven't sat down.
Oh my God, why don't I have them then? If you've had them, why don't I have them?
Because we do the show over Skype now.
Oh, that's true. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I would love the Hogan's Rock and Wrestling.
One day I'll bring my hard drive and you can fucking rate it.
I love Hogan's Rock and Wrestling.
I'm drinking water out of my Rock and Wrestling cup.
You bastard. Yep, I heard that sick. You bastard. You Nazi. You Nazi, Mark. My heart is broken. Tears, sob.
Listen, that was one of my better drunk eBay purchases.
4 Life Podcast. You can get us on social media on Twitter at 4 Life Podcast. and that's IVLIFEPODCAST. That's Roman numerals 4Life Podcast on Twitter. Oh, and you can get us on Instagram. Check out our new segments, including Memorabilia Monday, WCW, and
do one today.
We did not do one today. Son of a bitch. So with the exception of this past Monday, check out our Memorabilia Mondays, our Women Crush Wednesdays, and our WCW Wrestler Wednesdays. Also, be sure to go to redbubble.com/4Life Podcast and get all your favorite Bosch and 4Life Podcast merchandise, because God forbid I get a t-shirt. And also facebook.com/4Life Podcast. And if you ever want to send us some emails, questions, comments, concerns, or any good menus, you can get us at www.4lifepodcast.com. Be sure to add me, Ravishing Jones, on the Twitter.
I'm gonna wake up my daughter.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
I think we can just end it.
Yeah, I think I'll shut it down.
All right.
Oh man. Well, on that note, kids.
From Suplex City, bitch.
Live from Suplex City, we're going to call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. I am Gigolo Cheyenne Del Rey, and whatever name I came up with at the beginning of the show that I already cannot remember.
Big Bosch Man.
Big Bosch Man, a.k.a. hailing from Suplex City, bitch. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. Hope you enjoyed WrestleMania and everything in between. When you listen to your podcast, you listen to it for life.
Getting you.
You can take a swing at my ego. You can make a run for my crowd. Even with an army of people, you ain't gonna take us down. You can hang your evil right nuts. You can drop your bombs on the ground. Even if you stand like green and red, you ain't gonna take us down. No need for crying. If darkness fills the skies, we'll go on forever. Like the phoenix way, we'll rise up from the ashes. This world is ours tonight. We'll go on forever. Like the phoenix way, we'll rise. We will rise.
Getting you.
You can take a swing at my ego. You can make a run for my crowd. Even with an army of people, you ain't gonna take us down. You can aim your evil right nuts. You can drop your bombs out of the ground. Even if you stand there green and red, you ain't gonna take us down. There'll be no need for crying. If darkness fills the skies, we'll go on forever. Like the phoenix way, we'll rise up from the ashes. This world is ours tonight. We'll go on forever. Like the phoenix way, we'll rise. We will rise.
The hell are you still doing here? You actually listened to the song? The whole song? Didn't you hear this shit at WrestleMania? Anyways, for the record, the New Day Sucks chant was invented in Philadelphia, Royal Rumble pre-show. I was there, so I take credit for that one. When you're listening to your podcast, you're listening to it for life.